Hello, Wolfpack. I am here with one of my absolute favorite people in the world, Mr. Andre Jordan, who is the original Broadway cast of Diana, A True Musical Story. This is so awesome.
How you doing?
I love you. I'm so happy to see your face right now.
I'm happy to see yours. You look, where are you? It looks very bright where you are.
I'm literally sitting in front of a window.
Ah, fair enough, yeah.
I'm cheating the light. You can see. Yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the industry and acting and what got you into it. And hopefully it will be a little fun break from all the craziness that's happening.
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome.
I'm down for that.
So Andre, the big question. What got you started in acting?
Oh
What's
my
going on?
goodness. Where did it all begin? Well, I was conceived, during the
Tonys.
What got it started for me? As a kid, I watched a lot of television. You know, I knew that I could make people laugh from a really young age. Like I used to do impressions of things that I would see on shows, and my family would laugh at me, and I really liked that attention. So getting into doing things on the stage happened really young for me too. I started singing when I was, maybe 7 or 8, very, very young, in school choruses and things like that. And I did that all throughout high school. I loved it. Musical theater specifically, though, Cats. One night I just was flipping through the channels as a kid. I can still remember it. And I came across PBS and they were playing Cats, and I just sat down and watched midway through it to the end, and then they played it again when it was over, and I watched the whole thing again. And I just was I learned every dance step, I learned every song, everything really just clicked with Cats.
So it was Cats that made you know you wanted to do this as a career?
Cats is what really got me into just doing it. I just loved to do plays and stuff after that. I didn't know, that was maybe 6th grade. That was 6th grade was the first time that I saw that. So then going into middle school, 7th and 8th, I did plays because I did Cats in my bedroom. That was what got me kind of going there.
No judgment. Mine was from the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Donny Osmond.
You see, Andrew Lloyd Webber, really, if you get it, you get it. And it just struck a chord with me, so to speak. So then once I got into high school, and now first time I heard the cast album of Rent, you know what I mean? Where I was oh, wait a minute, there's way more. And I got to do more theater and stuff like that. And my high school teacher, Chip Garrison, really, really, saw me and saw my talent and my drive and kind of pushed me that way. He was the one that really let me know that I could do this as a profession.
Yes, I love that. So what do you think has been the most challenging part of being in this industry and getting that drive and making it a career?
Yeah. The thing that I had wished that I had known before getting into it was how much preparation on my end was really required. Do you know what I mean? Or how much work goes into building yourself up and putting yourself together as a package and putting it all out there. And I didn't really realize that until I got to school and realized all that really went into it. When you're in school, it's the play's happening, bring a song, everyone's gonna sing from Grease, and it's blah, blah, blah. You get casting no matter what. Do you know what I mean? Or
can you not judge my book right now?
But I remember for my senior year musical, we were doing 1776, and I was just oh gosh, I was making such a big fuss because it wasn't a dancey dance show. I didn't really know much about it. I judged it harshly, and I sang. I was I don't gotta prepare anything, and I sang some random song. I didn't really actually even prepare anything. I just made up on the spot. I didn't have music. I just sang something a cappella, and it was fine. But my teacher said to me, he's you just need to know that going into this, you can't do stuff like that. You're going to be going into this business where there are going to be people there that have showed up and are ready.
They've played Garage.
They played. They brought their CDs, okay?
They know.
They know it. And it's not going to matter how great you are. It's going to come across as you don't care.
So preparation is key.
So preparation is key.
I remember when you called me and told me about Diana, and I was just oh my God. I was in a subway, honey, and I flipped. I was so excited because, you so deserve it. I absolutely love you, and I love you on stage. And so tell me what it's like to be in an original Broadway cast.
The most exciting thing about being in an original Broadway show, I think, is that it's the ultimate dream that I had in my mind. You know what I mean? To just to hope that you get to a place where you could be a part of making something brand new and contributing to this legacy. with getting into Diana, the way that everything kind of worked out, just like blew my mind. But at the same time, it's just like, well, this is exactly what you asked for. This is what you prayed for. This is what this is where you were always putting your energy. So you shouldn't be surprised that this is what you got. And that all those no's were because of this yes. Makes literally, and when it's not happening, it's really hard to like tell yourself and understand that and get to that place of understanding. But it all came at the right time.
Yay! I'm so happy. So and now and then to have the world shut down, you guys are coming back, so people can get to see the show. We just don't know when.
Yes, just gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah, but the point is, the story is going to be told. You're a part of that story, and I'm very excited. And I hope that everyone watching will go see the show.
Oh yeah. Follow us on all your social media platforms. Yep, we're all on them. Diana the Musical, Facebook, and our Twitter. Diana the Musical.
And Instagram. I know you guys are on Instagram.
And Instagram, correct, yes.
So now that you have booked your first Broadway show, tell us a little bit of behind the scenes. What is that like? What is the process like? What was the audition process like for a new show? Because you didn't have any real source material to use. You kind of just had to do your research. How did you do your research?
So when I had auditioned for them, this was July of 2019, they have done a show of it at the La Jolla Playhouse already in like March or April. So they were auditioning for their next work session. This is before they had announced that they were going to go to Broadway. And I had just like seen it in a regular notice on the Equity website and just like went into a regular chorus call. And then just like things kind of just picked up from that. And the first little bunch of chunks of auditions for that was maybe like 5 or 6 callbacks. And then I didn't get the workshop. And then like 2 weeks later, I got another callback to come in again. And then I did that audition and I didn't get that again. And then they announced that they were going to go to Broadway. Getting the call was just what I expected it to be. Incredible, overwhelming, awesome. Starting the process and jumping into everything was incredible. Like I loved the entire rehearsal process. Rehearsal for me is my favorite part of everything. Like I love rehearsals. I love working. I love seeing things change, and we changed things a lot. It's really like cool to see all the departments at their best working together. You know what I mean? Coming in, okay, we have this brand new thing. We're gonna teach you guys this new chunk of song. While you're learning this chunk of song, the choreographer and her assistant are working out what you're going to put to that. Then we're going to go in this room, we're going to learn this choreography. Then we're going to come back in here, we're going to look at it, and then maybe we like it, maybe we don't. We might change it, go to lunch. Like that kind of quickness in adapting, and it's like, exactly what I expected, but so fun, so challenging. Because the music is challenging, the dancing is challenging, the accents are challenging. I was not British, I was totally an Australian one, so like, don't count that. So like the whole, and then we were, in the preview process when this all kind of happened, which if anyone knows what that's like, it's like you have rehearsal from noon to like 5, taking, you have done the show the night before, come in the next day, go through notes, there's maybe like a page or 3 pages of changes, complete changes, whether it's lyrics, staging, cuts, whatever. So then we talk about what those are gonna be. Then we go into the theater. Then we tech those things, retech all those things with the lights and everything, and the standing around and the whatnot. And then we do the show that night, the new one, and then the next day we do it all again. Scrap things, new things, retech stuff, and then do it again. We knew that the coronavirus, that this was gonna happen. Like there was kind of a time we were like all hip to it. I know I was in full denial. I'm sure a lot of people in the cast were, just because no one knew how to handle this, or what to expect from this, or how long it was really going to be. The work that we did up until that point, we're all very proud of. It's actually a bit of a good thing in a way, because there's so much that the creative team wants to work and get done and change and fix. But when you're in that preview process, things happen so fast. You can't really get all the stuff out of your way. You want to write a new song, but there's no time. So now there's time. There's time to write new scripts, new scene pages, new music. Like there's all this time to like take a step back and just look at the piece you have again. And I think that's really going to benefit our show. That's going to benefit all the shows, I think. Because because a lot of the shows were in that beginning preview process where things were changing for them. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very exciting season.
Is there any comfort? I was going to say, is there comfort in knowing in all of this that everyone's in the same boat? Like, I know for me, it's like, you just have to keep reminding yourself, like, this is happening to everybody. This, you know what I mean? Like, we're all in this together. And I hope we do come out on the other side stronger. I mean, how do you feel?
When I think of this, I think of every theater, you know what I mean? Because Broadway is fantastic and I would love to only work on Broadway, but like, that's not, possible. It's possible, but like, I love theater and I will go where the theater is. And there are a lot of fantastic regional houses that I would love to do shows at. And I love going to those places and doing those shows. So I think about those houses. Wolfbane, there one day. I'm going to get there.
I know you are.
So I think of them. I hope that they're able to make it through this and come out the other side. In terms of Broadway, I know my show's coming back. I'm sure a lot of other people feel like that's true too, but like, this is also a business. So I also share that same kind of unnerving anxiety about whatever the next process is and when the chips fall, who's still going to be left standing. But there is comfort in knowing that we're all in this together. And that, we know that we get emails from our producers. We know that there are people working for us and making sure that we're not forgotten and that, we'll be able to come back stronger.
You've played a lot of roles. If you could do any of them again, what would you do? And how would you do it differently now that you have more life experience?
That's tricky because like the only roles that I would want to do again, I've done. Like, I love playing Donkey and I've gotten to do it 4 times. So like, I would actually love to do that again after all of this. He's always been so different and always shown up in my life when I really needed him to get back to myself and to put out that laughter that I love to give. You know what I mean? Like, he is the ultimate.
I definitely get Donkey vibes from you.
Yes, you know what I mean? He is like the ultimate awesome gift to me, and I did not expect that from him.
I would love to see you do it again. I went to see, Andy Spencer and I came to see you in Philadelphia.
Oh, yes.
And we got
no, that was Schenectady.
Man.
I say it like that every time I see
it. And I loved watching you, and both of us were like, so I would love to see. And then he ended up joining the tour.
Yes, but I didn't. I had left then. Well, things were different back then.
Because he joined.
Right. I said, it's me or him. They were like, well, bye.
What advice would you give to actors who are looking to get into this business? I know we talked about preparation, and that is so important. If you could go back and talk to young Andre right when he was starting, is there something you would have wanted to know getting into all this?
I would remind my younger self that, like, you're doing it. Like, you're here and you're doing the work. When you're going through it, it always feels like you're just always, you're always working, you're always auditioning, you're always doing that. And when I was younger, like, I put myself in that position because like I wanted to work, be able to sustain living in New York City, but also, make the time to try to do other things. From the time that I have finished school till now, I had a contract every single year. Like from 2006 to 2000, like I can
know, which is really getting in my craw because I'm trying to get you down to Wolfbane. You fucking stop.
And it's honestly, it's like, and it's one of those things like, wow, that's, I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. And I knew that then, but when you're, the time just feels like it's getting away from you. So I would remind everybody that like, when you're pursuing whatever you're pursuing, whether it's like whatever it is remind yourself why you're pursuing it, that you're doing it. So every time you're in an audition, you're doing it. Every time you're working on your book, you're doing it, So I would just remind myself.
That's the part that was hard for me to remember as well, is that like, even when you're not booking, your job is to show up. Yeah. Like, and it, like you said, it makes every time you get a yes, all those no's, like it all builds to something.
Absolutely.
Are you a nervous auditioner?
No, I'm not.
I was. Yeah. Remember how heart-wrenching when you first got started, when you would hear someone 2 boys ahead of you singing your song?
Oh my gosh. Yes, like I have never been like a nervous auditioner. I have grown from a very like competitive auditioner. Do you know what I mean? Like not me in that space at all. Like something about like that holding room just made me feel very just like. So like I've taken that and softened that up a bit. Like I've had to really learn how to bring myself into a room and be comfortable, and not putting on myself too much or not doing this idea of like what I think they need. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or coming in too strong. You know. Yeah, so I've had
with a contract already in your hands. I've already signed.
Yeah.
So, do you have any pre-show rituals that you need to do before a performance?
Yes, I do have pre-show rituals, and it's funny because you had sent me that question, and I was thinking about that, and like. I listen to music sometimes. Like I started out like listening to music, like when I was in like, you know, when you're in high school and stuff and everyone's like belting out, getting ready for the show. But I will watch something like it will be I will watch the Golden Girls, RuPaul's Drag Race, or 30 Rock. Like I need to like, especially if I'm donkey, like I need to like I need to laugh or like get in that kind of mood or like, but yeah, it's one of those 3 shows and I like to like prop it up and I'll usually watch a couple episodes.
How long does it take you to get ready usually? Are you like a half-hour person or an hour person?
It depends on the show. If it's Shrek, it's an hour.
Oh, yeah. Because
usually, like, I could be by myself in that space, yeah, to get ready. But like half hour, like for Diana, it's pretty easy opening. So like 15, really.
I remember. So Andre and I were on the Legally Blonde tour together, and what audience might not remember for the boys is that we have about a 15-minute song that happens before the boys enter the stage. So even when they were like showtime, we had plenty of time to get ready. Okay, right up there.
Just like underwear, t-shirt, microphone, waiting. Like I'll put on the pants when I want to put on the pants.
So every time we went to a new theater, they would make us jump rope in that space, and I feel like those were the days that I was most connected, because other than that I would just zen out because we had so much time.
Yes, for sure. And that was always fun because like everyone shows up in drag, you know, so we come up with these characters that we could just like not help but embody in that moment every day before Act 2. And like you can never, like, you know, you're on the road and like, you know, things happen, good days, bad days, but it's so funny to even think about now about like if there was any day where I was like having a bad day and being like, meh, 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 that like I was doing it while I was dressed like that. Like
oh, Roberta. So we are whipped into shape characters, our prison. Oh my
goodness.
Andre was Roberta and my was Dump Truck. But I didn't get to be Dump Truck right away because I was one of the Brooke boys in the beginning.
Oh, right. Yes.
But I couldn't wait. I knew she was waiting for me when I ran off stage. It's like foolish. How did we not get fired from that show? I don't know. What have you been doing in quarantine to stay sane and stay happy?
Wow. What have I been doing in quarantine to stay sane? Okay, so like I've learned that, you know, I've been, you know, trying to put all my energy into like doing something creative or like something just because I feel like that's what I, you know, should be doing. I quickly learned that a lot of things that bring me joy have to stop there. You know, hobbies are hobbies, and like picking up my ukulele is wonderful for me to jam out to it. But the second I start to put on, or I should sit and write a song, or I should try to make it work, and then it's not fun anymore, and then I no longer like this quiet time and peace. So it's really about just like, I've got Animal Crossing that I play. I got a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, right in the nick of time, really. I play that a lot. I've been back into reading a lot. I'm trying to read as much Stephen King as I can, which I don't know if you've ever read The Stand before. Okay, so I did not read what it was about. Of course, it's about a virus flu that takes over and kills everybody in the world in the 80s. So working through that slowly.
When you get to that, read something like Outbreak. You know, things you like. So anyway, Andre, thank you for being here.
Yes.
And is there anything else you would want, any words of wisdom that you would want to share or encouragement in this time as we say goodbye?
Oh, gosh. Just like be nice to each other. Just be kind. Be kind, be nice. That's all I can really say.
Help each other.
help each other. Call on your friends. Take some time for yourself. Take all the time you need for yourself. It's okay not to be okay. So okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. And what I'm learning myself is it's okay to have moments where you just can't be creative.
Yeah.
Like I have put so much pressure on myself to be writing and to be things ready for Wolfbane. And there's just some days where I can't.
Yeah.
And that has to be okay.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Just be nice to each other. Just be nice, guys. Just be nice. Like, that's all I can say. Like,
so be nice and be prepared. Where's André Jordan?
There it is.
Love it. Well, thank you, Andre.
Thank you, Kenny.
Bye.
Bye.